Shalom, shalom. Kar halal Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Makak Wadash. Peace and double honor to the apostles and elders of GMS. Shalom to the hopeful elect. Out here once again to prophesy the downfall and destruction of this wicked kingdom known as America, in the Bible known as Babylon the Great. All right, shalom again to the hopeful elect. I've been trying to go live stream on this channel, but I know that the devil is at work, because every time I go on StreamYard and go to live stream, my internet connection, my network cuts off on the cell phone. But if I don't go to StreamYard, it'll be fine. The network is just rolling. And as soon as I go to StreamYard and then I go live, it cuts the network. So there you have it. All right, but that's a sign of the famine of the word. So, you know, we'll start off with that and see where the Spirit takes it. All right. Hey, we're a spectacle, man. When we come out here on the highways and hedges, people stop, they record you. We tell them not to, but they're gonna do it anyway. All right, but let's read this. Amos 8:11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it, right? We ain't looking so crazy anymore, man. Look at what's going on. The chief Russian general, you know what his nickname is? General Armageddon. Okay, why do you think that is? Because it's about to be the end of this current world. The end of this current setup, and the famine of the word is when the preaching of this word is ceased. Okay? We're not just going to be out here for eternity doing this. It's going to be a set time, and we're coming very close to that, where we're not going to come, the prophets of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai are not going to come out here and do this for much longer, okay? So our job is to do what? To make our calling of election sure. Give diligence. All right? So until that time comes, Lord's will, according to the Lord's will, not of our own, we're going to be out here doing this. All right? And when the famine of the word comes, then that'll be it. Okay? The doors of mercy will be basically closed, unless the Lord determines otherwise. But the mercy comes through the preaching of the word. When you hear it, when the prophets are sent, that's a way back to the Heavenly Father and His Son. Okay? During the time of Samuel, in the book of 1 Samuel, Israel rejoiced because Samuel was as a go-between between the Most High and His people. All right, before we had the ultimate intercessor, Yahweh Shai, there was judges, there was men set up. There's always men set up. So Israel rejoiced during that time with Samuel. The Lord used Samuel to deliver Israel. Okay, and then they would win the battles against the Philistines. All right, but right now you got 144,000 Samuels out here, man. You got the elect, the prophets. The Lord's will we be a part of that. Okay, so before that great and dreadful day, the Lord sets up men as a watchtower. It's the Spirit, because one of the towns where Samuel judged from was called Mizpeh, and I believe that Matazapah, I believe is in the Hebrew. I might be a little off on that, but the word means watchtower, if I'm not mistaken. One of the towns where Samuel judged that was known as watchtower, and that's what we're doing. All right, we're on our watch. Okay, the prophets of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai are set up to watch, to pay attention to the prophecies. But what are we going to tell you? We ain't telling you good news for the majority of you people, not for the elect. The hopeful elect out there that's going to repent. This is good news. This is the greatest news. This is called glad tidings, the gospel, right? But hey, let's read this. Zechariah 14:12. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth, right? So you fought against Jerusalem. How? You fought against the word coming out. The words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. You didn't want this to come out. And when it does come out, you deny it, you scoff at it, you talk shit. You don't want this message to come out because this is a heavenly message in an anti-Messiah, an anti-Christ world. Okay, because all that word Christ means is Messiah, Mashiach. Okay, but this world doesn't want this message. This world hates this message, and guess what? We hate this current world, man. All right, we're waiting for a new heaven and a new earth. All right, but that plague that's coming is going to be that thermonuclear destruction, man, and that's no more apparent than now. You even have the current president of the United States, Joe Biden, talking about how it's going to be we're the closest that we've been to Armageddon since the Cuban Missile Crisis, which is when the Soviets were looking to put missiles and they had set up bases in Cuba, and the whole world was on alert. All right, but the time was not yet for the end to come. They thought it was the end back then, though. All right, but now we can see this is really the end. Okay, that was the Lord doing the pump fake. All right, but now the real end is here. Okay, and we've been through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, we've been prophesying of it. All right, from the apostles on down. All right, let's read on though. That was it on that. Let me get this going into the Watchmen. Isaiah 62 and verse 6, I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day nor night. Ye that make mention of Yahweh, keep not silence, and give him no rest till he establish, until he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth. Yeah, and that's talking about giving the Heavenly Father no rest, where we calling upon him constantly. You know, it's like your child, or your son or your daughter, when they call upon you, you as a parent, you tend to go and care for them. You hear them crying out to you. Now, if they've been behaving badly, you might not pay attention to them for a while, but eventually from them crying out to you, what are you gonna do? You're gonna hear their cry, and you're gonna answer their cry. And that's the same thing we're doing towards the Heavenly Father through his Son, Yahweh Shah. Okay? But these are the watchmen that are set upon the walls, watching for prophecy. The Lord said, watch and pray that you enter not into temptation, because watching keeps you grounded in reality. Watching for prophecy keeps you grounded in reality. Okay? It keeps you in tune with what's really going on. So that keeps us from temptation, because we see, all right, yeah, these things are really happening. All right, these things are popping off. The prophecy, they have the saying, the proof is in the pudding. Well, the proof's in the prophecies, man. In this case, that's how we know. That's how we know that we're in the time that was prophesied of. Okay? What does it say in the book of Romans? Romans 15 and 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope. Right? Hope is all we have, man. And that really ties into faith. Okay? So the things that were written in the Bible before time was written for our learning, for us to learn from, for us to be built up and edified in these last days. Okay? Because the hour of temptation is coming. We're rapidly approaching the hour of temptation. And with that temptation is going to come the implementation. I didn't even mean that to rhyme, it just came out smooth. You know how the Lord works. That's part of the art of being persuasive. That's why the scriptures oftentimes rhyme, because if you have a regular message, right, and you present it one way, but if you present it with a rhyme instead, it's always going to be more persuasive, because that's how the Lord has it. It's catchy, you know? So, hey, sometimes we rhyme, the scriptures rhyme, you know? But that's just something that's in Jake to do. All right, but at any rate, the hour of temptation is going to come with the implementation of the charagma, which is the mark of the beast, which is the Rfid chip. All right? That's an actual physical implantation that they want to put inside the people, and without it you would not be able to buy or sell. Okay? So we're reading about prophecies that was written aforetime, but they were written for what? For our learning. Now let me grab this in Isaiah 36. Isaiah 36 and verse 6. Lo, thou trustest in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt, whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to all that trust in him, right? So what is modern day Egypt? America. And these people rocking around America are the modern day Egyptians. And what did the Lord do to them? Those ancient Egyptians, he slayed their firstborn and destroyed them. Okay, so that just goes, and it's going to be an even worse destruction this time, because the Lord hates Esau more than he hates Ham. And that was Hamitic people during the ancient Egyptian captivity, and now it's Edomites. Okay? Edom, the nation of Edom, rules over us. Those are our oppressors now. So what is the Lord going to do? He's going to bring a worse judgment than what he did to the Egyptians. He's going to do worse than killing the firstborn. He's going to smite the whole nation. And he's only going to leave the elites for the worst. And don't think that you got off because you don't get hit with the missiles. No, that's the worst fate. You're going to be wishing you got hit with a missile when them chains and shackles are upon you, when Yahushua and the elect come and put the elites of this world, the bankers, the Rothschild, the elites of Edom, into captivity. Because that's what's coming. But let me read that again, because there's another point. All right, Isaiah 36 and 6. Lo, thou trustest in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt, whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to all that trust in him. Right, so you go into something for comfort to lean on, but what does it do? It pierces you instead. Okay, you're leaning on a broken reed, which is sharp and will pierce through you. Now, applying it to now, all right, because this was who? This was Rab Shakeh, all right, which was one of the, he was one of the generals, or somebody that basically a messenger from Sennacherib, which is the Assyrian king at the time. Okay? So what they were saying was, oh, you trust in Egypt ain't going to be able to help you, because they knew that Israel would go south to Egypt for help, whether it be a military aid or economic aid, whether it be resource, whatever it was. That was oftentimes Israel would do that. All right, but now applying it to this current Egypt, if you lean upon this Egypt, if you lean upon the so-called white man, which is Esau, for comfort, what's going to happen? Your hand is going to get pierced through. All right, with what? With that charagma, with that mark of the beast. Okay, with that chip. So these are the times that we're coming into. That's why I'm going to get it in 2nd Ezra, man, because this walk, it's a furnace, okay? It's an adversity, it's a test. 2nd Ezra 7. And I'm going to start from the top. It says, and when I had made an end of speaking these words, there was sent unto me the angel which had been sent unto me the nights afore. And he said unto me, up, Ezra, and hear the words that I come to tell thee. And I said, speak on, my God. Then said he unto me, the sea is set in a wide place, that it might be deep and great. But put the case, the entrance were narrow and like a river. Who then could go into the sea to look upon it and to rule it? If he went not through the narrow, how could he come into the broad? Right. So we have to go through the narrow to get to the broad. We have to go through the time of Jacob's trouble, the time of judgment, in order to get to that kingdom, in order to get to that relief from the suffering of captivity. All right? And there's going to be many trials. We've gone through trials already. There's going to be many trials, even greater trials ahead. Okay, but through Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, we will be able to overcome them all, so long as we continue in this faith and the Lord protects us, man, because it's all according to his will. All right, free will is a myth. Free will is nonsense. That's some Illuminati left-hand shit, man. Okay, that you have free will. That's why they try to paint Darkseid as the villain, and they say that he has the anti-life equation. What goes to show you this whole world is anti-Messiah. The anti-life equation in DC is basically taking away free will, supposedly, right? That's what the anti-life equation was known as in the comics. But the Most High is the one who really, and that is the equation of life, because he controls all things. If will was given unto man, this whole entire place would be destroyed. The Most High controls all things, all right? Nobody can do anything unless the Most High ordains it. All right, so they try to paint it as, oh, dark side is the villain. That's the anti-life equation, taking away free will. No, that's how it is, period, all right? That's how the Most High gets down, man. Okay, he's controlling us to preach this right now. He's controlling my mouth. He has angels around in order to bring out this message, okay? And this is power with this message. There's power in these words, man. Okay, it's the spirit that's our engine, okay? 2 Ezra 7:4, but put the case, the entrance were narrow and like a river, who then could go into the sea to look upon it and to rule it? If he went not through the narrow, how could he come into the broad? Yeah, so if you don't go through that narrow space, which is likened unto the time of trouble, the time of Jacob's trouble, which is a time like no other, all right, it's going to be martial law troops in the streets. It's going to be famines, all right? The famine of the word we mentioned is going to be actual famines too, to where people are going to be eating their children. All right, and this is because right now the wickedness of man is great upon the earth, and it all resonates. That wickedness comes from Esau, Edom. That's the left hand. All right, the spiritual demon Satan works through the nation of Edom in order to influence our people and to influence all the nations to follow that way, which is a left hand way, to eat of that forbidden fruit. All right, okay, which is what? His philosophy. Okay. But here it is, 2 Ezra 7:6. There is another thing. A city is builded and set upon a broad field, and is full of all good things. The entrance thereof is narrow, and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were a fire on the right hand, and on the left a deep water, and one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could but one man go there at once. If this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive the inheritance? You see? So we have to go through the danger. See, this is the problem with you Israelites. You so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. You don't want to go through that time of trouble. You don't want to go through any type of tribulation. You want to hear smooth things. Grab that real quick. Isaiah 30:10. Let me read the 9th verse. That this is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of the Lord, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. Right, because a seer is dealing with having a vision. That's what the prophets used to be called, seers. And a prophet also has a vision, but it's just a different way of saying it because they will say it before. Seer is dealing with you seeing it, and a prophet is dealing with probe before for side to say. So it's the same thing, essentially, but it's just a different way of saying it. So the prophets have been set up once again. And what are they declaring? The end of this current world. Destruction is going to come in the form of World War III. That's why Biden, again, just mentioned that we're the closest we've been to Armageddon since 1962. Why is that? Why do the Russians have the most advanced nuclear weapons on Earth? Because they're going to lay waste to America, Babylon the Great. And the missiles are going to get fired back. Don't think that the Lord is with Russia. No, he's going to destroy their ass too. Okay? You know, where you get up all American Edomites? Where you at now, man? Where you at to fight? Where the scriptures say that the men of Babylon have become like women. They become like women. Okay? But what do you think is about to pop off, man? You know, and that's the spirit. It was the devil listening. As soon as I said that, he drove off. Skirt. But that's what happens, man. It's the truth, man. Okay, it's the truth. We're not about controversy, even though it is controversial by nature, the message, but we're about the truth. Everything is for truth's sake. It doesn't matter who it offends, who gets offended. Hey, the scriptures say, cry aloud, spare not. I'm going to spare they feeling. No, we're going to tell you the message how it is, man. You know? But again, Isaiah 30 and verse 10, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. They would rather be lied to instead of hearing the truth. Okay? Instead of hearing what's about to happen, they'd rather be lied to. 2 Ezra 7 and 10 again, and let me read the 9th verse. If this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, referring to the kingdom, eternal life, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance, right? See, our people, they just want to fast forward that. They want to time skip that part. Like Game of Thrones now, they got the time skip. And the House of Dragon show, right? The time skip. So they'll one episode, it'll be, some of the characters will be children. Then the next episode right after, it'll be like 10 years later or something, right? That's what our people want to do. They want to time skip the time of Jacob's trouble. They just want to teleport right to the kingdom. No trouble, no nothing. You done did all this wickedness and the Lord just zap you right into the kingdom. No, it ain't gonna work like that, man. We got to go through this trouble. All right, we got to go through this trouble in order to get to this kingdom. All right. 2 Ezra 7 and 10, and I said, it is so, Lord. Then said he unto me, even so also is Israel's portion. Because for their sakes I made the world. And when Adam transgressed my statutes, then was decreed that now is done. Okay? So, hey, when Adam transgressed, and that was Eve being beguiled by the serpent, and Adam following his woman, you know? And here we are, but hey, guess what? Adam came back as the Lord, Yahweh Shai, and he made it all right. He covered us, man. We're covered by his blood. Okay? Hey, the scriptures say that we're the sons of God. It's not apparent what we will be. As a matter of fact, let me read that. Power's coming, man. Even for brothers that are sickly, that are dealing with ailments, whatever it might be. Hey, we fight, man. We still fight. Let me see. It's in 1 John, if I'm not mistaken. It's such an honor, man, to be called an Israelite, to be of the sons of God. But some of these niggas out here, and I'm referring to Israelites too, they don't see how this is an honor, and they don't treat it as such. They treat it as just something to just make money off of. But this is 1 John 3 and 1. Behold, what manner of love the Father hath bestowed upon us, that we should be called the sons of God. Therefore the world knoweth us not, because it knew him not. Beloved, now are we the sons of God, and it doth not yet appear what we shall be. But we know that when he shall appear, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is. See? So we have that hope that when the Lord returns, we're going to be like him. We're going to be immortal like him. So we can fight through the adversity, fight through the afflictions, fight through the pain and suffering. All right, in order to do what? In order to be, in order to have a hope of a victory at the end. Okay, because this world is not our victory. The world to come is our victory. And that world to come is going to be everlasting life. What's happening? That world to come is going to be everlasting life. Okay? We're never going to die. All of our children will live for eternity, man. Everybody of the nation of Israel is going to be perfect in that day. See, when I say everybody, see, he said everybody. No, I'm talking to read the room. I'm talking to a certain people, which is talking about the nation of Israel. All right? So that was it on that. Now, let's go to, I want to read Isaiah the 47th chapter. All right. And I'm going to read it from the top. All right, Isaiah 47:1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne. O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. And that virgin daughter of Babylon is talking about America, all right? That virgin daughter of Babylon is talking about America, okay? Because a virgin hasn't been touched. And America hasn't been touched by an external force in war, okay? Referring to the mainland of America. And you could say Pearl Harbor, but guess what? That was all set up. They knew that shit was coming and they let it happen. Okay, why? Because the elites, the Rothschilds, they fund both sides of every war. So they make plenty of dough, no matter who wins. They don't care who wins. You know, now they're gonna control it all anyways. But really, guess what? The Most High controls it. And he gives them that illusion that they're in control, but really the Most High, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, controls it. All right, but this virgin daughter of Babylon will no more be called tender and delicate. That means what? She's going to be touched. She's going to get hit. All right, and she's going to get hit with ICBMs, thermonuclear destruction, man. Okay? Those missiles, when they get set off, they burn hotter than the sun. Okay? And they're more advanced than they were in the ancient world, even during World War II. They're way more advanced now. Okay? So this is why we're out here, man. This is why the Lord sent us. Okay? In order to do what? In order to prophesy and warn our people of this destruction that will come. That's why it says this. I'm going to get back to Isaiah real quick. 2 Peter 3 and verse 9. The Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness, but is long suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. And the heavens is referring to this man's kingdom. You have that saying, oh, this is a safe haven, or the phrase safe haven, right? So a safe haven is what? Is a place. All right, that's a dominion, right? A domicile is a place where you go. Your house could be your safe haven, right? So this man's kingdom is his heaven, all right? But it says, again, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up, right? The elements. Everything is made out of elements, man. Okay? Matter. Okay? Metal, wood, stone, plant life, animal, everything is made out of elements, and all those elements are going to be burned with heat. They're going to be melted, man. Okay? Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, all of this is going to come to naught. But what's going to last? That's the question. That's the next question a believer that's coming in should ask is, well, what comes next then? Or what do we do? If all this is going to be burned up, how do we escape that? How do we get out? Okay? And it tells you right here, seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought you to be in all holy conversation and godliness? See, holy conversation, dealing with our conduct. We're to be separate from this world, because this world is about to get into, they're about to be ensnared. The scriptures say that this time will come as a snare into the world. So they're going to be ensnared by the ways of this world because they love it so much, but it's going to become a trap. And when they realize that they're in a trap, the majority is going to be too late for it. All right? Because all of us at one point or another really worship the beast. Because if you believed in America in any way, shape, or form, or if you believed in America in whatever way growing up, okay, or just wanted to be a part of this system, let's say you wanted to be a rapper, or you wanted to be a lawyer, or you wanted to partake in this system, then you basically were worshiping the image of the beast in a certain sense. Okay, but there's repentance from it. But once you get that charagma, once you get an actual physical implantation to tie you into this beast, that's it. There's no turning back from that. Okay? The Lord could forgive many things. That ain't one of them. Because it's explicitly stated what's going to happen to those that get that mark. You can't repent from that. Okay? Because you chose, a decision will have to be made, man. Because Christians like that gray area bullshit, man. Christians love that shit, man, because they could always just do as much wickedness as they want. They could not stand up for what's right. They could be downright dirty scoundrels. All right, shalom to the brother. You know what I'm talking about. That inside joke we got. It ain't really an inside joke because we already did a lesson on it. But basically, those were words to describe Esau. You know, so but our people are wicked, dirty, down low scoundrels too. All right. You can do that your whole life, and then at the last second, oh, I repent to Jesus, I'm good. No, that ain't how it works, man. Repentance comes with actions. And you can't sit here claiming that you know the Lord, which his name is not Jesus, it's Yahweh Shai, and he's not a white man. He's a so-called black man from the tribe of Judah with dark woolly, well, he had white woolly hair, all right, but he had dark features is what I'm trying to get at. The features of what you would call a black man today. Okay? And we don't all look like that. We don't all have woolly hair because the seed through the male's line has gone into different women, which were not Israelites, all of them. All right, a lot of our forefathers, most of our forefathers slept with heathen women. And a lot of us came out looking different. We might have certain features like full lips or, Latinas. You could tell we're the tribe because the Latinas, Jake, Southern Kingdom, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, they love Latino women because they got that thickness, which is meant for Jake. That's another proof that we're the tribes, man. But let me not veer off too much. Let me stay on track. All right? You could be a low life your whole life, but then the last minute, I repent to Jesus, I'm good. No. All right? You can't do all that bullshit, all right? That's why the scriptures say to seek the Creator in the days of thy youth, man. Don't nobody want some old washed up hoe. You want a young, nice thing, man. And that's how the Lord wants Israel. He wants us in our youth to serve him, when we have vigor, when we have life in us, man. And when we're older too, but he wants you to start when you're younger. You know? That's why this truth, we all, for the most part, come into this truth as young men. You know? I believe I was in my mid like 26, 27 when I started learning about the truth and coming into it. All right? Yeah, you can't, there's no repenting from taking that chip. Once you get that MOTB up in you, man, that's it. It's over. So we're out here with a dire message to our people, man. But what have they always done? I'm going to get back to Isaiah 47, Lord's will, but what has Israel always done, man? They've denied that. They've denied the Heavenly Father and His Son and the messages that were set up. And why? Because the Lord hardened their heart. Somebody has to be an example. Second Chronicles 36 and 15. And Yahweh, power of their fathers, sent to them by his messengers, rising up betimes and sending, because he had compassion on his people and on his dwelling place. This is his compassion, man, sending the messengers. But Israel hates that, man. Israel hates it. Yasharallah, he is the prince of power, but our people, they'd rather be peons, man. You know, even the title alone is heavy, man. Being an Israelite. Yashar Allah. Come on, man. But they don't want to be that. They want to be niggas. They want to be black. You'd rather be a color than a prince of God, man. A prince of the Heavenly Father and His Son. Well, what could you do with a people like that, man? They're numbered to the sword. Numbered to destruction. All right, but it says here, but they mocked the messengers of God and despised his words and misused his prophets until the wrath of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua rose against his people, till there was no remedy. Yeah, they mocked the messengers. Okay? And they do that now. They mock the messengers of God. They're made to look crazy. Right? But who's really crazy? When you have the LGBT mafia running your life. You're a slave to liberal ideology. And guess what? Conservatism is still wicked. Even though it's a little bit, they try to take away those elements. Oh, we're good Christians now. No. Because you ain't bringing the whole truth. See? Why do you think they gave that nigga Kanye West a nice platform to talk shit on Tucker Carlson, man? You think that they allowed that? Why? Because he's saying, yeah, we're Judah. We're the real Jews. We're you know, he ain't even saying Israelite. He's only saying Jew. You know, he's on a low level, that guy, man. You know, when it comes to the knowledge of the scriptures, he's on a low level. When it comes to this world, yeah, all right, he got $1 billion, whatever. That ain't shit, man. It still ain't shit to what the Rothschilds got when they got multi-trillions, man. Okay, but why do they allow that? Because they want to slide the Israelites that would be coming into the truth and still go get them to be Christians and to say white lives, Edomite lives matter. Okay? That's the only reason they allow him. The truth is already out. They're trying to contain it and control the message now. And it ain't going to work. If it were possible, they would deceive the very elect. All right? Kanye West is no one to follow. All right? Kanye West is a spiritual bum with a lot of money. Okay? And the real white lives are the elected of the nation of Israel, man. Edomite lives don't matter. Okay? Get that through your head. And it ain't no black, no white. You know? The sheer fact that you would name yourself white is an act of pride, because white means pure. Who the hell are you? But their skin color is actually red. So if anything, Kanye, you should put red lives matter. That might be a lesson I'll do. Red lives matter. Red lives don't matter. Or a quotation, red lives matter. You know, red Hebrew Edomites. You got to start bringing that back, because you ain't white. You're red. Okay? And we ain't black. You know, obviously, you know, I'm light skinned, but we're brown. We're various shades of brown. Okay? We're not blacks, Latinos. These are all bywords, man. Ain't nobody black, ain't nobody white. There's various shades of brown, and then you have shades of red when you go to the Edomite side of things, okay? Which is the wicked, the sons of the wicked. All right? But anyways, going back to this, the Lord, the wrath of the Lord is going to arise once again, because Israel just don't get it, man. After all these thousands of years, man, even going to the time before the flood, Israel done got so many ass whippings. That's why the scriptures say, why should ye be stricken anymore? You will revolt more and more. You're just going to become more rebellious. That's why there's a law in the scriptures for a rebellious child. When they get to a certain point of rebellion where there's no remedy, they've shown that they're completely out of line, that's when they get put to death according to the law. Now, we obviously we can't do that in this world. But that's why these children are out of order. Children in the ancient world were much more in order, man. Way more in order. And even though there were always examples of the fool of the family, if you get to a certain point of rebellion and the parents, they can't do nothing with you, you don't want to get a job, you don't want to make something of yourself, then, and you just creating too much trouble, eventually they come to the point where they say, all right, drag them out, we're going to stone them. Fuck it. I can make another one. Like my man in, what was that show? Invincible, I believe it was. In that show, Invincible. Let me move out the sun a little bit. Get the sun in my eyes. Yeah, in that show, Invincible, the main, I forget what the father is, the father and the son, and they're both super, they're like Superman, basically. And they come to Earth. And the father has powers. He's a Viltrumite. That's what they say, which is really just their flip on being an Israelite. So he gets to the point where his son is trying to fight his father, because his father's going to bring the invasion to Earth. All right, which is like it unto what? Yahweh Shai coming with the chariots and taking this place down. All right, but his son keeps trying to fight him, and he beats his son down, and he says, "Don't worry, I can make another one." And that's real talk, man. We got plenty of seeds, man. We can make another son. Can't be too attached to him. Even in this, especially in this world, you know, because there's so many other influences. That's why we got to pray for our children. We don't want to see them fall to the wayside, but that's something in our mind to be prepared for. That they if they follow their mama unto perdition, which means destruction, then that'll be their ass, man. And there's nothing we could do. What we could do leading up to that point to avoid it is to teach them to the best of our ability. Teach them the law, statutes, and commandments. Teach them, most importantly, the names of Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai. All right? And try to guide them in the right direction. But hey, this world, man, it's a wicked world. And there's a lot of other influences that try to take them away from us. Okay? That's why there's such a movement to take the man out of the house. Especially when it comes to black, Latinos, and Native Americans, to take the male out of the picture. Because why? Because that represents strength. All right? Especially Jake was in much better shape when the family was together. Once they got the man up out the house, they've been trying to do that. All right? That's supposed to be the rock of the house. You know, which really the rock's supposed to be Yahushua, but, you know, beyond that, or I should say under that, you have the man of the house. All right? And that's what they did, man. They succeeded. But they didn't consider that there would be a remnant. And that perfect segue back to Isaiah 47. Because it's going to mention that. They didn't consider the latter end of it. What would be the result of doing all this? Yeah, you had your fun. You had your fun. You jacked us up. Okay, you got your shit off, right? Now the Lord is about to get his off. Isaiah 47:2. I'm going to read it from the top again. Isaiah 47:1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne. O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Take the millstones and grind meal. And that virgin daughter, again, is talking about America. There is no throne, meaning what? Your rulership will be taken away. Take the millstones and grind meal, uncover thy locks and make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. Okay, referring to this place being exposed, man. Okay, the thigh is being uncovered. All of the filth that America's been established on. I seen this mega coon. I think his last name is Cook. Might be Tim Cook. He's a Jake, right? So-called black man in the Senate. And his campaign slogan was from cotton to Congress, man. From cotton to Congress. Because he's in the Senate now. And that's just about the most cooned out you could get. Because the fact, and then I was vexed seeing that. I was like, wow, man. Think about it. This is what our people have gone through. And you try to turn that into a campaign slogan to be a part of this system, which has oppressed our people. But that's all right, man, because this is the time for the destruction of you wicked ass niggas, man. This is the time for you coons to pay for it, man. Isaiah 47:3, thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. Yahweh Shai, he's not coming as a man. When he came 2,000 years ago, he came as a man. He was in the flesh as we are, you know. He was capable of experiencing the pains of the flesh, okay? Put the crown of thorns on him, tortured our Lord, okay? But guess what? When he comes back now, he's coming back for judgment. He's coming back to put an end to this wicked world. He's coming back as an immortal God, as an angelic power, okay? Ain't gonna be no white Jesus cracking the clouds and coming through. No, it's gonna be an angelic power, and his name is Yahushua, all right? Isaiah 47:4. As for our Redeemer, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel. Right, now let's grab this. Isaiah 42. And 12. Let them give glory unto the Lord and declare his praise in the islands. Hey, his praise is coming in the islands right now. You got brothers praising the names of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. You got camps in the Bahamas. You got the brother in Virgin Island. I'm not sure if there's other brothers. You got the brothers in Jamaica. I think you got a brother in Puerto Rico. You know, Ephraim is super wicked, man. They always late to the party. But you got Ephraimite brothers, you know. But I'm talking about Puerto Rico itself. You got a brother, but plus it's not easy to prophesy in a lot of these other countries, man. You know, but you got brothers in Mexico. But dealing with the islands, you got Jamaica, Bahamas, Virgin Island, Trinidad. You know, if there's others that I haven't mentioned, then forgive me. But that's what it is, man. All right, now, hell, I'm on the island. This is Long Island, you know? Even though most don't think of it as such. But this is Isaiah 42 and 13. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua shall go forth as a mighty man. He shall stir up jealousy like a man of war. He shall cry, yea, roar. He shall prevail against his enemies. And that's talking about when the Heavenly Father sends his son. I have long time holding my peace. I have been still and refrained myself. Now will I cry like a travailing woman. I will destroy and devour at once. And that's what the Lord is getting ready to do. I will make waste mountains and hills, which is talking about governments, and dry up all their herbs. And I will make the rivers islands, and I will dry up the pools. Yeah, because that heat, that concentrated heat that Yahweh Shai is going to come with from the fathership, and also the other chariots that are going to come, which is the angelic host. All right, that's gonna dry up the certain bodies of water, rivers. All right, all of America is going to be laid waste, man, and that's going to take a lot of destruction, because this is a large landmass, you know. But hey, the Lord got more than enough firepower for him, man. The Lord got an infinite amount of firepower for that ass, man. All right. And now back in Isaiah 47 and 5. Sit thou silent and get thee in the darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called the lady of kingdoms. Just sit thou silent and get thee in the darkness. All right, going into them, you know, the wisdom being taken away from this place. All right, but just look at American society. Look at the shit they allow, man. Drag queen story hour. Come on, man. This the type of shit you allow? And you don't think the Lord is looking at and gonna judge that? But hey, that's why they teach like that nigga Kanye said, the media is teaching a godless agenda. He's right. He's bugged the hell out, but he was right about that. There is a godless agenda. You know? But he's a part of that godless agenda. Okay? Because the God that you're talking about, Jesus is not the God, the Son of God that the Bible speaks of. All right? Jesus, you ask Christians, what does Jesus mean? You can't even tell us. And if you hearing this now, you're gonna probably go look it up and try to make some shit up. All right, but when you look up Jesus, Iusis, it goes back to Hail Zeus. Okay, and the word Jesus itself doesn't really have a meaning. Okay, the true and the name is supposed to, if you are being more accurate, you would say, all right, Joshua, but we don't know how to say it in the Hebrew. Okay, all right. That would be a little more acceptable than just Jesus, even though you have to have the name, period. You have to have the true name. The name being Yahushua. But if you have that name Joshua, you can, and if you know how to read Hebrew, which is what the Lord, if you were to say it in the English, it would be Joshua. But if you go back if you look at that name and then you go back into the Hebrew, if you know how to read Hebrew, you can read his name. But at any rate, it has to be opened up to you anyways. It has to be opened up to us. You can study it all and do all that, but if you don't have the spirit of faith, then it's pointless. Okay? You got to believe on the name, not just know it, but also believe on it. Because the scriptures say many will cry unto the Lord, and they'll have known his name. But there's many false camps out there that, hey, the Lord ain't dealing with them, and they're going to be destroyed, man. Isaiah 47:6. I was wroth with my people. I have polluted mine inheritance and given them into thine hand. Thou didst shew them no mercy. Upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke. Yep. So the Lord was vexed with us, right? And he gave us into your hand for captivity, but you went overboard, man. Ultimately, that was the Lord's will too. But he put it on you to take it there. He put it on you, Edomites, to go overboard so that he could judge you even worse when that time comes. All right? Isaiah 47:7. And thou sayest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart. Yeah, because you thought you were going to be a virgin daughter of Babylon, just untouched, the glory of kingdoms. Everybody wants to come to America because America is really the state of Israel. Because the state of Israel, through that Ish lobby, that's who runs America. Okay? Which is the tribe of Amalek of the nation of Edom. Okay? So when the Lord is really focusing, sharpening that wrath for America, is really to get at the nation of Edom as a whole, but even more so Amalek. Okay? Because the scriptures say he will have war against Amalek from generation to generation, because those are the ones that are bringing all this. Edom in general is bringing wickedness, but the Amalekites are bringing the most wickedness, and they're the ones really pulling the strings behind closed doors. All right, by Isaiah 47:8. Now let me read 7 again. And thou sayest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou dost not lay these things to thy heart, neither disremember the latter end of it. Right? They didn't consider what would be the end result of all this wickedness that you're doing. Wow. That's the spirit. It says 47:6, and I just read Isaiah 47:6 on that license plate. See, the spirit be moving. Okay? Let's read on though. Therefore hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. Right, hear this. You're given a pleasure, right? You like living wanton, because America is all about feeding the 5 senses. Whether it be lust, whether it be being a glutton, okay, whether it be coveting after riches, whether it be just straight up being greedy and wicked, which, hey, we by being brought up in this place, a lot of those attributes rubbed off on us. That's why we have to fight every day to put off the old man and put off the wicked ways of this world. Okay? But this place, the people of this place, they're fully given unto it. They don't fight. You know? We all slip up. We're in the flesh. But the difference with us and them is that they don't actually fight. They just further give themselves unto the flesh. Isaiah 47:8 again. Therefore hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. Yeah, the only one that can say I am is the Heavenly Father. Everything else, even the Son, Yahweh Shai, came after the Heavenly Father. And Yahweh can say I am. That's why we refer to him as Yahweh. He is. Okay? And none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children, right? Because they don't think that anything bad is going to happen to them. They don't think that the time of trouble is going to affect them. But this goes back to Esau's God complex. Wanting to be the Most High. That's going to be America's downfall. Okay, the leaders seeking to play God. Isaiah 47:9. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day, the loss of children and widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude of thy sorceries, and for the great abundance of thine enchantments. Yeah, America has a lot of sorcery and enchantments. Part of that is the LGBT, the gender bender ideologies, the gender bender doctrine, where they tell you a little boy can become a little girl. This is modern day Sodom and Gomorrah. Now you see why the Lord is going to bring thermonuclear destruction upon America. Just like Sodom and Gomorrah got hit with fire, America's going to get it a billion times worse. Because they have exalted wickedness. Drag queen story hour. And where are all you men, you American men, where are you at to stand up against it? Because you just want to turn a blind eye. It's too hard to fight against that shit. Or you don't want to deal with it, right? Well, when that destruction comes, you're going to know why. Now, certain of them actually do fight against it. But guess what? It's all in vain. America's prophesied to be destroyed, man. There's no getting around it. Nothing you can do to stop it. Okay? Revelation, the 18th chapter. That's like the apostle said, Apostle Elder Tahar said, that's like the end credits. So go ahead and read it. I'm not going to get it at this camp, but go ahead and check that Revelation 18 out. And that chronicles the destruction of America, Babylon the Great. Isaiah 47 and 10. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness. Thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge it hath perverted thee. And thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. Right. They trusted in their wickedness. You didn't think anybody would call it out. But here it is. It's being called out. Therefore shall evil come upon thee. Thou shalt not know from whence it riseth. And mischief shall fall upon thee, thou shalt not be able to put it off. And desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. And that desolation is going to come in the form of ICBMs. In fact, I heard there's another rumor of war, which the Lord mentioned rumors of war, right? So we cover that. There's a rumor of war that the U.S. just put some bombers, or a nuclear capable bomber in Poland. They never put a nuclear capable bomber in Poland before. I'm not sure if that's not confirmed yet. That's just a video I saw from, I believe it was NY Prepper on YouTube. But if that's the case, then that's a major escalation too. Okay? Nuclear weapons being moved around. What do you think that's for? And Putin will tell you, yeah, I'm trying to avoid that conflict. I'm trying to avoid, a disaster. But the Most High is going to move his hand to do it anyways. Even if they don't want to push the button, the Most High is going to make them push the button. Because that's what he has ordained to do. That's prophecy. There's no getting around prophecy. You can't switch up prophecy. You can't change it, rewrite the story. No. It's bound to happen. And that's what the Lord has us out here to do, to declare it. Isaiah 47 and 12. Stand now with thine enchantments, and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be thou shalt be able to profit, if so be thou mayest prevail. Right? So stand with those enchantments. Stand with the alphabet mafia. Stand with the RuPaul's Drag Race. Stand with that. And let's see what happens, man. Okay, stand with your little councils, man. The G20 summit. Bohemian Grove, where they get together in the woods and do a whole bunch of freak nasty sodomite shit. Stand with that and we're gonna see what happens. Isaiah 47:13. Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels. See, that's the spirit. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee. Right. Every month it's a new vision. It's a new this, it's a new that. Oh, we saw the stars and America's gonna be saved. No, that ain't gonna happen either, man. All right. It says, behold, they shall be as stubble. The fire shall burn them. That's why Medvedev, I believe his name is Dmitry Medvedev, he's the ex-president of Russia. He said that they will harvest their grief in full. Their land will be burned and they will harvest their grief in full. Why? Because of the wickedness of you elites. All right? Because you low-level devils, you don't know what's going on. All right? But guess what? Your America is going to be destroyed, man. And we're going to praise the Lord in that day. Lord's will will deliver. It says, behold, they shall be as stubble. The fire shall burn them. They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. There shall not be a coal to warm at, nor fire to sit before it. Thus shall they be unto thee with whom thou hast labored, even thy merchants from thy youth. They shall wander every one to his quarter, none shall save thee. Now, they mention the merchants, right? Because America is the biggest consuming nation on earth. Right there, it says, let's see. Yeah, if you look right there, it precepts it to what? Let's see if I can get it into focus on the camera. You can't really see it, but it says Revelation 18:11. Why? Because they know that this Babylon is talking about America. And America is going to be destroyed by ICBMs. Okay? Russia, China, Iran, all the nations that are allied unto them. It's about to be the war of Armageddon. Ain't going to be nothing to smile about. Ain't going to be nothing to be rejoiced about. Okay? The only rejoice is going to be for the Lord's elect in that day. For the remnant of Israel. That's who's going to rejoice. Revelation 18:11. And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her. For no man buyeth their merchandise. For no man buyeth their merchandise anymore. Okay? So the merchants that got rich off of selling goods to America, they're going to mourn when it's destroyed. So it have to be talking about America. It ain't talking about the Vatican. It ain't talking about the Roman Catholic Church. No. Babylon the Great is America, point blank period. Ain't no two ways about it. And the merchants are gonna mourn because they got rich off selling goods to this place. And even those that precepted this Bible, this KJV, they knew that, and they precepted Isaiah 47, the last verse. I believe it was what, 47:15 to Revelation 18:11, because it's talking about the same thing. And I'm gonna close out with this precept from Isaiah 13. As a matter of fact, let's grab this in Job. This is the book of Job 20. And 22, in the fullness of his sufficiency, meaning when he's in a good position, looking like he's about to execute that New World Order beast system, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits, meaning difficulty. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him, which is talking about laborers, which is talking about the Israelites, all right, those that are being oppressed in America. When he is about to fill his belly, God shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him. It shall rain it upon him while he is eating. Right, when he's just getting ready to execute a plan, that's when the Lord is going to bring that judgment. Okay? And he's going to use the other nations to do it. Isaiah 13:17. Behold, and what does it say in the headline? The destruction of Babylon. Isaiah 13:17. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. The Medes in the Bible is referring to the Russians. And you can't buy them out. That's what that means. You can't give them money to stop doing what they're doing, which is to preparing to destroy you. Their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. They don't care how many children are here in America. They're going to still fire those missiles. They don't care how many hundreds of millions will die. They're still going to do it. Because the Most High ordained that. In Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency shall be as when God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah, right? Sodom and Gomorrah is a desert wasteland to this day. All you see is brimstone and sulfur scattered throughout the desert over there by the Dead Sea. Nobody lives there. Nobody inhabits it. Sodom and Gomorrah. And America is like another Sodom and Gomorrah, but on a higher level, even more wicked. Because they have media and technology in order to push forth the vibration of wickedness. Isaiah 13:19. It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. It will never be inhabited, meaning it'll be a desert wasteland until eternity. But wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures. And owls shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dance there. The only creatures that are going to live here in America are going to be desert creatures. Okay? And the wild beasts of the islands shall cry in their desolate houses, and dragons in their pleasant palaces. And her time is near to come, and her days shall not be prolonged. Yeah, this kingdom is going to be destroyed right when the Lord wants it to happen, which is very soon, based off judging by the prophecies that we see coming forth. And I'll close out with this. Job 14:5. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. Turn from him that he may rest, till he shall accomplish as an hireling his day. Right. Accomplish his day. Meaning what? Meaning that this kingdom has a set time to rule. This wicked rulership has a set time to rule, and that after that appointed time is over, the Lord is going to destroy it. And it ain't going to just go out quietly into the sunset. No, it's going to be a dramatic, vehement, the fire of the Lord's indignation is going to be upon this wicked-ass kingdom, man. So with that, I'm going to close it out. I'm going to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakak. Hey, Lord's will is edifying, and I don't want to catch you on the next one, all right? Shalom.